All day long, my foot up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure. And there we go.
Playing in the bathtub with your little dog?
You can do it. Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel murderer.
What's going on, everybody? It is toy time again, and boy, that looks cool. That's what we're saying every time we go into the stores. Damn, that looks cool. And then we look in our wallets and we see nothing but dust, and we're like, damn it. And then we start looking for a mother who looks like she's loaded, getting ready to buy a kid something, and we knock her over. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. I see some of the people already out there in the chat land. I see Toy Mafia was the first one in the house. What's up, Toy Mafia? Chaos Hoy also in the house. What's up, Chaos? Pigs are doing good. I'm doing good. Hope you are too, guys. Remember, everybody that's watching, everybody that's hanging out in the chat, silently watching, be sure to share the links out there. Let everybody know we're going. I am the most hated guinea pig on YouTube. And every time I do something, regardless whether I'm doing with somebody else, like my good buddy Vinnie or Trina or Slasher when he's on here, or any other fine folks that we get to stream with, yeah, they tend to like to push it down because they really do hate my guts. I don't know why they hate four-legged fuzzy potatoes so much, but they do. But let's kick it on over. How's everybody doing, Vinnie?
Yeah, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there, buddy. I mean, your intro was perfect. Yeah, we go to the stores, we see cool stuff that we want to get, and we open up our wallets, and the moths fly out. It's crazy, but I was able to get a couple of good things, but again, like you said too, sometimes we got to sell all this stuff. We got to move things around, and but again, we did snatch up some good stuff, and we're going to be showing it tonight. But yeah, Trina, how about you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm also hanging in there. I'm happy to be here tonight.
Awesome. We're always happy to have you. And we are streaming on X as well tonight, on X, on my channel, on Tommy's channel. So if you see us anywhere, say hello, drop a like, hit subscribe, all that good stuff.
Now, I'm a little bit technologically impaired. I still haven't figured out how to stream on X yet. Maybe one of these days I'll figure it out. But I've only got 4 paws to work with because the rest of the pigs they're actually on strike right now, because they're not getting their treat sticks. Haven't been able to pick them up lately because of damn pet stores. You sons of bitches, give the pigs their treats. And they will only put up with crunchy bears for so long.
We're going to have to try to figure it out for you. I think it was fairly simple. But we'll do it after the stream for sure.
What up, Decepticon?
What's up, man? Hope everyone is doing well.
But who you want to start first, Vin?
I could. We could.
It's up to you. I got 3 topics.
Okay. Well, we'll hit. I'll hit some of the shorts first. I know I recorded a couple of things at the stores today, or this week rather.
And just to let you know that Trina's bringing a big load too. She's got 3 topics as well.
Jesus.
Is she Vince McMahon? We're bringing a load. No. All right, hold on. Here's some of the shorts were kind of cool. Yeah, I saw some of these over at GameStop, which are pretty damn pretty nice. I like that stylized look. I think it was the fourth season of the animated series, and apparently McFarlane has been he's been making these. They're fairly accurate, I think. I never understood the baby doll character. I didn't like that episode, but it has that look, that Bruce Timm look, and I did see Batman at a different store. I forgot to record it though, but yeah, they did have him, and this ugly ass Wonder Woman. I think it's one of the ugliest ones I've ever seen. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. They had those. This was pretty nice too. I know Pete and probably Trina, I think you might dig this one too. It's like a night.
What
night
did you
light
forget
thing.
about me? Did you forget about me? I had a Jason.
I know you have the tattoo.
I had that before Edep
you-
even got his first tattoo.
But you did see this.
Tommy
That's-
being a hipster over here.
No, I did not see that one.
I thought you did.
No,
All right.
the one I
my
seen
bad.
is actually it's a Jason mask with the hockey mask over top of it that comes off.
Well, everybody shut up. Tommy, I think you're going to love this, specifically you.
Okay. And now you got my attention. Thank God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
awesome.
No, yeah, this thing was pretty nice. They had this, I think, over at Spencer's, I want to say. So yeah, if you guys were looking for it, yeah, that's the store that carries it.
Jeez,
They had a couple.
I haven't gone into a Spencer's in a long time. The last time I went in Spencer's back in the day when they used to have tons of black lights, which I heard that they're starting to get back again. Because I used to always go in there for the black light posters. That was my reason for going into Spencer's.
I think I seen blacklight posters at Target as well. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw them there. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. That's why I recorded it. Pretty nice, you got a nice little.
Do you remember how much it was?
No, I don't. Damn. I want to say maybe 25, maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember fully.
Okay.
Next time I go to the mall, I'll swing by again. I haven't been to this store though in a couple of years, and I was kind of passing by another store. My brother's like, "Oh, there's a Spencer's here." I'm like, "All right, we'll take a look." And yeah, and that's where I found that cool piece. This is actually a T-shirt, and yeah, our first YouTube hated me for putting this up, and then it started getting a lot of traction, and I fought them, and I got it monetized again.
Nice.
Yeah, that's when he says, "Yeah, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast."
Yeah. That was that Billy Madison?
Yes. No,
Yeah.
wait.
No, that was Happy
No,
Gilmore.
Happy
Happy
Gilmore.
Gilmore, yep.
Yeah, because
That's
he
it.
stopped and he asked him. He says, "So you eat little pieces of shit for breakfast?"
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
Real quick, what's up, Brutal Morningwood?
What's up?
What's up, Tree Rock Creations? I already saw that Hans Cockshort.
Nice. That's
Time
awesome.
Profit also in the house. Took him 5 minutes to get the chat one to the show. Damn,
Damn.
that's YouTube. Godzillionaire also
Right.
in the house. That Two-Face looks pretty cool.
It did look
Guys,
pretty cool.
Thanks for joining us. Remember, keep sharing that link out there. Let everybody know that we're going. Back to you, man.
Yeah, and I didn't know about these. I might have showed it last week. I can't remember, but this was pretty cool though. Again, I don't know the current product. I haven't really been watching any of the WWE shit, but the likeness was fantastic on this. I did see this chick wrestle, I think, once or twice, and I thought the likeness was great, and so the detail, the work that they did on this was really exceptional. But yeah, I thought I'd show that in case I didn't last time. I think that was it. Oh yeah, well, this is more for the Friday stream, but yeah, Best Buy officially no more DVDs or Blu-rays, nothing.
Oh, that's sad.
Yep. And the video games are going to be out next. I talked to 2 of the employees, and I'm so pissed because I missed out on that Blu-ray box set of Evil Dead.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I went back for. And the guy went, "Yeah, we had like one more." And then, yeah, but they took them all. They took everything. I missed it by a week.
Oh,
And,
dude.
And these were the bullet holes from the AK-47 that was shot into the building from outside earlier in the month. So,
See what happens when you don't sell physical media?
right? You piss off everyone. And this was the Disney store, or not the Disney store, the outlet, the Disney outlet store. These are figures that won't sell for shit. So there you go. Keep on burning, Disney.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you know
God.
what? You can go to Ollie's and get them for half the price that the Disney store is selling them for.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah.
Oh,
they
I
had-
ain't joking. I'm looking at some of those, the Doctor Strange and some. I seen them in Ollie's just recently for like $9.99.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, these were $4.99. So yeah. But did you hear what they do in Ollie's when they don't sell at all? They sell them by the pound. You could get like I don't know, maybe 50 pounds worth of Star Wars figures for like a quarter or $1. Like they just completely they want to get rid of them, and if they don't, like it looks like they just throw them out.
What
Well,
would
I
you
mean-
do with them? Like if you bought a pound of
Shoot 'em.
figures?
I would take them out back and start shooting them with my BB
Yeah.
guns.
Bring them
But
to the
what would
range.
most people do?
You could stick a firecracker in them, an M80. See what that'll do.
Would they
Or-
like melt them down and make new figures or something? Or
That plastic's so toxic. It's can you
Yeah,
Oh,
or
yeah.
if you want to be a real bastard,
Mhm.
you could give them out to people's kids as Christmas gifts and just watch the joys that cry getting those type of figures.
I figure a couple of them you could probably take some of their accessories or alternate hands and use them for other lines. You could probably do that. I think the hands should be compatible for like other Hasbro figures.
There you go, right there. Buy 50 pounds of figures and send them to ETEP's PO box just to mess with them.
There you go. So yeah, those are the shorts for this week. So that's what I had first up.
All right, Trina, did you want to go?
Oh wow, you put me on the spot. Yeah,
No,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me see.
She's like, we just started. Why are you kicking me off?
It doesn't seem fair that I always get to start. It's not right.
Well, it's okay. Nobody's crying. We're all good. Only our wallets are crying.
The new stocking coal Marvel figures. You ain't wrong, Brutal. Give them as
That's the
gifts,
truth.
and kids might kick you in the peen. Yeah, right. You know what you do? You take them to those like Toys for Tots. They'll probably send them back to you.
Right? They're kids that don't have anything, and they're like, I don't want these.
Give them all the naughty children. Why's it got to just be naughty children? Why not just make some nice happy child cry?
Right? Oh, the Puppet Master stuff. Nice.
Yeah. So so this set is a special delivery from Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, and yeah, this this was actually not supposed to be made public until tomorrow, but I messed up on the scheduling somehow. But yeah, this is cool. This is a cool set. Tommy, you already reviewed this, right?
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
But I'm kind of interested to see your take on it as well, because I mean I don't get into a lot of the finer details when I do my reviews. I basically check out the articulation, how well they stand, if all the accessories poured on properly. That's usually my main concern.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I get into that too. So here's a shot of the inside of the box, and I dig this because this looks just like Toulon's trunk.
Yeah, the design's fantastic.
It really is. It really is. It's a well done set. Yeah, the figures are very small. They're like I would say, I think they're smaller than Toonie Terrors. And Six Shooter is a little taller, but Jester he's a little guy.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the inside. Let's see. Yeah, and the first one I do is Jester. And yeah, see how tiny he is?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I have the audio off, but I'll just, talk about it. So yeah, his hat, and I think Tommy mentioned this in his review, there's nothing holding it on. That was a bit of a gripe. I wish there was some kind of like peg or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or maybe if they just molded it so it fit on top of his head just a little bit more snug.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hasbro does a good job with that with some of the G.I. Joes that have hats. They have like a good solid fit. Is that plastic for the Jester hat? Is it really solid, or is there any?
It's a rubber material.
Yeah,
They
it's
could have
yeah,
totally
it's like
done that.
yeah, it's like a hard rubber.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's really articulated. He's got 2 joints like for his elbow area,
Mhm.
and yeah, he's articulated really well. But his legs are rickety. They like reminded me of Elvira's legs.
Oh,
Yeah, and yeah, but I couldn't get over how articulated he is for such a little figure. He's like maybe what, like 4 inches tall,
if that, he's
if
probably a little
that.
bit smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's little. But
Was it? Oh,
go,
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it does have the rocker as well for the ankles. Wow.
yeah, yeah. I was surprised how movable he is, how posable he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall he looks awesome. I'm really happy with the design.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the hat was a bit of a negative for me. Um, and then like you'll see it, but he doesn't stand very well on his own. So he
Yeah, because
really
he's top heavy.
yes, very much.
Yeah,
He
I
really,
actually got
Elvira.
him. I got him to stand better, believe it or not, than
Mhm.
I was able to with Blade.
oh really?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't reviewed Blade yet, so I'm not sure. But this is an alternate face, and yeah, like I know that that looks weird, but that is one of his expressions.
Mm-hmm.
And the lines in his face. So in the movies, his face like moves in 3 parts.
Uh-huh.
To
Almost like a Rubik's cube.
yes, a Rubik's cube, exactly like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah.
I still got to see these. I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, they're good movies. They're really good.
Nice.
Yeah, see, I gotta lean him against there because he won't stand.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sculpted well. Like that face, I think looks good. The expression is kind of goofy, but
Yeah, but if
yeah,
it's accurate to
yeah,
the movies, that's fine.
yeah, and yeah, the hat fits the same on each head, so it's just like you just set it on top. So that's kind of a bummer. It needs like that poster tack or something.
Well,
Hot glue.
here's the one thing I was disappointed, and I mentioned it in my review about the face. So when they showed us the original promotional pieces for this, they actually showed that face was turning.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the lines were in there. I think that they probably initially were trying to do the face turn, but they ran into too many QC issues with it.
Yeah.
And then just gave us static faces instead. I'm thinking that's what happened. I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right because of how small it is. To do that,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pop the head off and then really, mess with it like that. And if the peg is too tight, you're gonna have other issues as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right because in one of the pictures I've seen for Jester, they make it look like his face turns in sections, but that's obviously not what we got.
Yeah.
But yeah, he comes with a couple alternate hands for holding his little accessories. This little tiny
That's cool.
scalpel. And this is cool. I really do like this. I don't know what you call this, but I didn't notice it at first because of my eyes. But on each side, there's a jester face.
The comedy and tragedy mask.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
I couldn't remember what those were called.
Yeah. That's great.
That's really good detail for a tiny little piece.
Yeah, it is.
And then what is this thing?
It's Jesus, it's a meat tenderizer.
A meat mallet,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, I thought it was a meat mallet. That's what I called it. And then 6-shooter. I love 6-shooter. I just get a kick out of this figure.
That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, Godzilla. Yeah. This is NECA.
Yeah. And yeah, his bandana goes over his nose. and everything. And yeah, he looks awesome. He's a little more sturdy. He's bigger than Jester.
Right.
And yeah, he's just I just love this
nice.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when they put the extra joints that are kind of hidden like under the clothes like that.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about both of these ones too is both of them have the chest diaphragm cuts.
Yep.
So yeah, Jester had one. It wasn't quite as good as Six Shooters because he's got a double.
Right. Yeah, because his torso is so long for all the arms. That is great though. I like how much movement he has.
Yeah. It's really surprising, these little guys, how articulated they are. And I cannot get over, like I show it to you, but how many hands he comes with. It's hilarious.
It's like 12 hands.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yep. 12
Well,
hands.
you get 12 closed fist hands, and then you get 12 hands that are closed fist with the trigger finger out.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can stop motion for these guys would be a great video.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay, I'm preparing myself for that torture. I am.
Okay,
so
nice. They did his hat correctly.
Yeah, his hat fits a little better. It's still a little loose, but it does fit a little better.
All right. Wow, that is a lot of hands.
Yeah, it's like all hands.
No, it's in a series of movies.
Yeah, and he comes with his 6 guns.
That's great. I like the whole setup on these guys are amazing. Is it like the same price as like a regular Ultimate figure?
Yeah, so one of these boxes is $35, just like a regular size NECA.
Okay.
And then yeah, as you see, I have the hat off because it plops off, and I have him leaning against Six Shooter because he just won't stand for me. But I am really happy to have these guys. I absolutely love this movie series.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love having Six Shooter, especially because I was hoping that they would make Six Shooter like ever since I discovered that NECA made Puppet Master figures. So yeah, that I'm happy with this. So thank you so much, Tommy, for sending me these.
The pigs, technically that was a gift from them. Big thank you for helping them out one time, which we don't have to get into that. But Soul Assassin, what's going on, Soul Assassin? He said, who gave Trina a tiny scalpel? Do you know how unpredictable she is? Godzillionaire is worried that Six Shooter is afraid of the coof. And we already got that. Now he's in the Puppet Master movies. You want to watch him? You could watch him on Tubi for free. Who would win, Six Shooter or one guy with a Gatling gun? Probably Six Shooter, because the Gatling gun, unless it moves him in half, he's going to keep firing. We did do a stream on that Godzillionaire. We were talking about how figures are made and what the companies have to go through to create them. We did do that.
I broke it down a couple of different times, but I mean, the process isn't too overly complicated until like you get to China.
China.
The mass production part of it, I never oversaw that stuff. Just the in studio and kind of the process with that. But it takes anywhere from 7 months to 9 months. It's almost like giving birth, from the beginning process to actually getting the physical figures in hand. But yeah, I could break that down a little bit later if you want to hear it again. Kind of do like a quick sum up.
Yeah, so Trina already answered that one. Classic horror. It's almost falls into the range of the B-rated movies, but it feels like it's just slightly upgraded B-rated movie, if that makes any sense at all. And what's going on, Curtis, man? Good to see you. Curtis, of course, already jumped right in, dropped some links right out there. Thank you, Curtis. Always appreciate it. Drop everybody's, man. Drop everybody's links. Let everybody know where all these people can be found, because we're all about that, man. If we ain't helping each other out, we sure as hell can't expect it from freaking companies like YouTube. Six-shooter and tunnel are the OG Woody and Buzz.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes Soul Assassin, and like this one, they had a pretty long history of making movies for this franchise. So, and the fact that all these years later, NECA is making figures of them, yeah, it just talks about the popularity of that franchise. But we were glad we were able to find these and get these to you. I know you said you were having a hard time finding them in your area. I bet after I sent them, you've seen them.
Nope, I still haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen any of the ones you sent me, actually, because I have 3 to show tonight, and no, I haven't seen those. So I'm so glad you got them to me.
That is completely shocking, because whether I pick one up myself or somebody sends one, the minute I get it in hand, all of a sudden my stores are flooded with that same one that I was looking for. It happens every single time.
Wow. Did it happen with the Transformer as well? The little guy? What the hell is his name again? Friendly?
No, actually, he is probably one of the rare exceptions.
All right. Well, good. Yeah. I'm glad I sent mine to you.
But it did happen with that Spike that I picked up from the Legacy.
Oh, okay.
The little Spike that transformed. The only one I found was in a Walmart. The packaging was all busted up. Lucky the figure was okay. But after I bought it, I recently went to one of my Walmarts, and they have him on clearance now for $6 a piece. And I'm like, really? Oh, wow. I paid like, what the hell was it, like 12 or something for a busted up package one? And here's a brand new, perfectly clean square box for $6. Son of a bitch. Yeah, a lot of stop motion and practical effects in there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tommy's got the Midas touch for toys. It seems like it sometimes, but there are a few even I can't find, and I get really pissed off. Trina actually found one that I hadn't seen in any of my stores until after she got it for me, and that was the Bat Gremlin.
Oh, yeah.
Telling you, as soon as you sent it, I went out the next day after I got it, like, son of a bitch, right there on the shelf. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is typical. But I'm going to dial it backwards a little bit with my first show off. So we're going to go a little bit old school, because we like to do that on this show some of the older stuff. That the reason that we like some of the newer stuff is because of the older stuff. So why not? So this is actually going to be a 2-parter. We'll stop after the first one, talk ever so briefly, and then get into the second part. But here we go with something old school. Welcome back. As we're hanging out with Cliff Jumper, the master of the Transformers. And of course, you know what that means. Today, it's Transformer related, as it is with every day with Cliff Jumper here. So we're going to delve into the past with 1986 Decepticon duo, Cyclonus and Scourge. These are a couple of those G1s that I have sitting in the back. Some of the joints on these ones are a little bit loose. They are a little bit old, and of course, they are secondhand. But both of these guys are in pretty decent condition. They have most, if not all, their stickers on them, and they do have their weapons, which is a huge plus. Now, these original ones are slightly different than the ones that came out later with the Target Masters, because the holes in the hands were widened and made them a lot bigger to accept the Target Master that they both came with. So both of them have articulation. Scourge does have he has a little bit of a ratcheting joint right there, especially in the elbow. You can hear that stuff clicking. Cyclonus, however, does not. He's just got static joints on him. But both of them move fairly well. He does have a little bit of a ratchet up there at the top of the shoulder. But both of them move pretty well. They do have some articulation down here in the legs. It isn't much, but there was something, which is a lot more than what they had on some of the other G1s. Now, of course, these ones are actually based on the artwork that they had created for the 1986 movie, and those one of the very rare instances where the cartoon actually dictated the toy instead of the toy dictating how it would look in the cartoon. And we'll get an up-close view of Cyclonus right there. Pretty simple, pretty basic, like most of the Transformers were at the time, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Now we'll go ahead and we'll grab Scourge and get a good look at him.
He was pretty cool. Now, this is one of the earlier releases where this little missile at the top would actually come off. Later on, they made that a permanent fixture and it didn't come off. There was also a back piece right here. I do have it in another tote somewhere. I just don't recall where I put it offhand. I have to look for that. I went ahead digging in the back and I did find that other piece of Scourge's missile piece right there. And the problem is this kind of ports in. Sometimes it was a little bit sloppy on some of the models, so it might easily fall out. And like I said, later on, they did change that to make it one whole piece that didn't break apart.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
I love when you do those.
The commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Godzillionaire coming in. Yeah, Scourge Target Master was so hard to find. Found them at a resale store with the minifigure for $60. It was a steal. Yeah, you're damn right. Because, you know, a lot of times they're selling the little Target Masters, the Headmasters, and the Power Master figures by themselves for like $40 or $50. I've seen it on some of these sites, sometimes even more.
Yeah, I saw it at the convention like that too. Some of those things were insanely priced.
And it's crazy. You wind up spending less on the main body of the figure, but it's the accessories like the Target Master or if there was a gun or any other accessories. Those things are ridiculously priced. And it'll easily run your cost up to, you know, $100 some odd more for a loose figure. Easy. Very easy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What number did that get? I didn't give that a number because it's old school. As far as I'm concerned, all the old school ones are 10s. I love those old school ones. Even like the really bad ones, like the Battle Chargers, and you know everybody always shits on the Jump Starters, but the Jump Starters had 10 times more articulation than Battle Chargers did, and I love those things for what they were. But yeah, I mean, I think these ones are absolutely fantastic. There's still a bit of die cast in Scourge, not so much on Cyclonus, but there was some die cast on this early model of Scourge, and then later on they changed, I think, it almost entirely over to the plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, Japanese G1s are 11s, right? Yeah, some of those ones. Well, I mean, you got to remember most of those things, they were pretty much just ported right over to Hasbro. These guys were a little bit different since the movie dictated how these were made, and Hasbro was the one funding the movie. So they were technically the first ones that worked on the designs, I think, for some of these toys. That's not to say that Takara didn't have a hand in it, but it was primarily Hasbro that was coming up with the design elements for these. But yeah, we'll get into the second part right here, and then we'll get everybody's final thoughts, man. I love these things. I love these old toys like this, and I love being able to show these things off. But here we go.
We now return to the Transformers.
Got Scourge right here. We'll start with him first. Take the legs, spin them around like this. Give it snap right into place. Straighten out the arms. The wings will kind of fold around and they'll pull in like that. First thing you want to do though is you want to kind of push this up a little bit so you get those feet tucked in. You don't want to push it up too far, but just enough so they'll lock into place. You're going to lift the chest up, tilt the head up, hold that back against the face, and flip the back up, and there you go with Scourge in his hovercraft spacecraft mode. Now there was a later one where these are all stickers. There was an earlier version where it was actually painted on. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have that one anymore. And here we go with Cyclonus. Kind of just flip the feet down. These will tuck back under like this, right there in the front. Just pull the wings out. I'm going to get these arms, and if I remember correctly, these tucked around like so, just like that. Same thing with this one. Just tucks. The joints are pretty tight on this one, which is good. The wings pull out like that, and then his nose cone comes down and around right there, and there he goes in his futuristic jet mode. I'm trying to remember. No, he doesn't. Thought he had like a piece where he could have stabilized the front. pretty sure this thing popped out. There it goes. So that way you can kind of sit him up in his jet form. But there we go with 1986 Cyclonus and Scourge from the Transformers. You guys remember these two. Hope you enjoyed this. Jumper hopes you enjoyed it too.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
I like how much thought went into those with the designs.
The engineering was always amazing on these things, and I think that's one of the things that the early Transformers don't get enough credit for, because they're like, oh, thank you, Chaos. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Overlord, man. You know what? I will be showing that one off soon. I do have the later release, the Titan Returns, Overlord. I will be talking about that one soon, Godzillionaire. That's going to probably be for next week. I already have it filmed and it just has to be edited. What's up, Lurch? Love the G1s, man. They're fantastic. But the engineering is absolutely amazing. Got somebody else, Stieg. What's going on, Stieg? Doing well, man. Hope you are too. But the engineering was absolutely fantastic. The way they figured out that how all these parts were going to tuck in and fold in without making it overly complicated, like some of these newer ones, I think is fantastic. And that's why when they do some of these newer ones and they make it very intuitive, like the older ones were, if you were a fan of the older G1s, and they make it transform very similar, I love that when they can incorporate that in some of the new ones. They just don't do it all the time.
Yeah, some of them they definitely. Yeah, you could see that they studied the original ones, which is good. That's what you want, you know. Cyclonus, like the one that they did for him, I thought was fairly. They had some points that were very much like the original figure, but with the more modern take, and to get the, that great look of the cartoon in both forms, like they did nail it. I'll give them credit for that for sure. I think that was one of the better ones, and they also had like the clear piping in, I believe, for the eyes, which was good too. But same deal, like it has like that pull out part so that you could have like this to stabilize it, like it's the wheels. Good stuff though. I love when they do that.
Absolutely.
Proper throwbacks and these original figures are amazing. Which one was heavier?
Scourge was actually, because Scourge actually had die cast in him, and that's what I'm saying. Like Cyclonus has almost no die cast in him whatsoever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. When you get down on Scourge, there's parts of his legs where there are just big section of his thighs are just all die cast.
Gotcha. All right.
So he definitely had a lot more weight, and it's the same thing with some of the futuristic Autobot cars they did for the '86 movie. Like Hot Rod has almost zero die cast. Like if you got the early version of Hot Rod, he actually came with metal toes, and then later on they changed them to black plastic. But the early ones, they had a little die cast in the toes, and that was all the die cast he had. Where Cup, his whole chest piece or the front of his like futuristic old school pickup truck, that whole thing was die cast, and I think actually part of his waist was die cast as well.
Yeah, as a kid, I had the original as well for Cup, and he was one of my favorites.
That was another well-engineered toy. What's going on, Scrambles?
What's up, Scrambles? Although the one that they did more recently, it's supposed to be based on it or whatever, I think they screwed up on the transformation with his shoulders. Like instead of like transforming properly, it was like a sliding joint, and like the arm just kept coming off every time I tried to transform this stupid thing. Like you get stuck, and then you too much force, and bam, the whole arm comes off.
Yeah, I don't remember if I've ever even taken the '86 movie Cup out and tried to review it yet. I think I was waiting for it because I've got Hot Rod, I got Cup, I got Blur, so I got those three cars that came out in the first series, and I also have Point Black that came out later on as far as the part of the Target Masters. Yeah,
there's Cybertronian kind of designs that they did. Like I am happy that they were very uniform, like that Cup, Springer, Hot Rod. Like they did a good job with that, but like I said, there's certain things with the articulations that were a little bit of a pain in the ass. Or I'm sorry, the transformation, not articulation, transformation. Because Cup, you have to have his arms at a certain angle. If they're not at that certain angle, you're not going to be able to transform them properly.
No, I don't think he ever made an appearance on Dukes of Hazzard.
Who?
Waylon Jennings. I was talking about Waylon Jennings.
Gotcha.
Which I showed off those a while ago. What I got left of my Dukes of Hazzard toys from way back when. I love those things. That's racist. Get out of here, people and your shit.
Right? That's ridiculous.
Very nice. Very nice. Do you have Cliff Jumper? Oh, Jesus. Here we go again with this shit. God damn it, Steeg. But I got one more thing I'm going to show off right now because it kind of delves into the old school stuff. And then Trina, I guess we could bounce it back over to you. And then,
Okay.
and then I don't know how. Do you want to wait, Vinnie, for yours?
Yeah, I got two things to show, but yeah, after I can go after Trina, no problem.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to lean right in with our toy break because it feels old school to me, even though it is a more modern take on it. So yeah, I finally got to something that was a Christmas present. So here we go. So today for our toy break, I'm going to be putting together the Mean Machine from Wacky Racers that I had gotten for Christmas, thanks to my daughter and her friend. So let's go ahead and dig into it. And there we go with everything that's in there. Not a whole lot. These snap type ones, they don't come with a whole lot of stuff, and they're stupidly simple to do. So even though they're quick to do and they're simple, we're going to go ahead and speed it up. There we go with the Wacky Racer assembly. I didn't pour Muttley or Dick Dastardly into the machine because I think I'm going to paint those guys first before I permanently affix them in there. But there we go with the Mean Machine. It just snaps together and it rolls, and there are some extra stickers to put on too. Hope you enjoyed this toy break.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, man.
Really cool.
You know what? I always, when I was a kid, my dad used to have a club membership for a snap type model kit for me, and I used to get 2 models a month, and I used to just have so much fun putting those things together. Granted, some of them used to come and they were the glue models too, but like there was a lot of them, they were just snap types like that. They just all snapped together and fitted together perfectly.
Yeah, the snap ones are pretty damn sweet.
The only thing I would say I was upset about this one is the purple wasn't as dark as they showed on the packaging. Like it was a really, really light pale purple. I think that was the only thing that kind of threw me off about it.
Yeah, that was off.
What's going on, Pacific? And what up, Adam?
What's up?
How you doing,
Hello,
buddy?
the chat. Hello, everyone.
How's it going, Adam?
Oh, it's not going bad, other than I'm tripping over shit. You know how it goes.
Yeah. What do you got? All that cool
Watching you
stuff
on the
at your feet?
TV, trying to get the dogs to go to bed, and they've gone to bed. So, see, listen, I don't hear anything yet, so I think we're safe.
Nice. Very cool, man. You got some toys to this week as well?
Oh, of course I do.
Sweet.
All right. Well, you can go right after Trina because we've already given Trina this spot.
Yeah,
So,
brother. No, by all means. I was watching Tommy. I've been watching you on TV. I can't comment though on the stupid,
Hey,
smart
man,
TV.
It's all right. Shit happens. Shit happens. And Steve, get your damn mind out of the gutter. Damn it. What is wrong with you guys in Norway? You throwing dog poo and you're playing with slinkies like they're sex toys? I'm getting really worried about you, Steve. We're going to have a Norway intervention.
What's with you, man?
But Trina, the floor is all yours.
All right. So I have a couple of well, no, they're not shorts, but they're Toonie Terrors. Let me see. Trying to figure out how this works because this is scheduled, so I don't know how to pull it up.
If you go to the studio, there should be a link on the side of the actual video.
Found it.
Okay.
All right.
A slinky is a penis chain. Jesus.
Okay, so this one is Tar Man.
Oh, nice.
And I've lost it again. Okay, here we go. So let me... Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is Tar Man. This is also courtesy of Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. And this figure is awesome. This is actually a really impressive figure for just being a little Toonie Terror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you remember the movie, Vinnie, when we reviewed it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I friggin' loved it.
Yeah, so I think they've got the likeness down pretty good on this guy.
They did.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the expression on his face. Like, yeah, he definitely looks like Tar Man. So I'm psyched to have this little guy. And I love how he comes with a stand, which is like little, it's like a little puddle of tar. And I dig that. This is cool.
They need to do that with more of these Toonie Terrors. They should come with some kind of a base.
Yes, I agree. That's actually one of the things I mentioned in this video. I wish that they would. It's so easy to do. It's just like that one little foot piece.
Yep. You don't need a lot.
But yeah, so that was Tar Man. All right.
I think he translated. I think the reason he translated so easy is the way I should say it is because he almost seemed kind of cartoony in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice the back? Did you notice also the back of the packaging? They've got like the oil barrels and everything. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I did notice that.
That is cool.
Okay, and then. Let's see, the next one I have is another Toonie Terror.
Goddamn foreigners. What the hell's wrong with these guys? People over in Europe are crazy.
Because my brother, he had gotten the Joker one, comic book Toonie Terror. And he fell twice already. It's the they need bases.
Yeah,
I did get my hands on this as well.
Yeah, so again, this is also courtesy of Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, and this one I had to have this one. Vincent Price. I mean, come on. I love this. I love this. Yeah. All right, let me see. Let me get to the figure. Okay, here he is.
They did a great job. His likeness is so good.
Yeah, very good. I mean. Yeah,
that expression is balls on accurate.
Yeah. For just a tiny little molded plastic piece. And like, there's not much to these guys, like they don't move around or anything. Like, they've got a little articulation, like in this one has his hands move and his head moves a little bit. And he does have an interchangeable hand. But, there's not really much to these figures, but the detail that they put in them, I think they just make them look really good.
Yeah. the ball joints. So that was a good touch for the head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
'Cause
big time.
You're very expressive with just kind of tilting the head in different angles.
Yeah. And the little skull he comes with.
Nice.
And I love this. His cat.
Yeah, that was an excellent touch.
It's always a good thing when a figure comes with its own pussy. Cat.
God.
You got to grab him by them. Look, there's a hand just for it.
Yep. And yeah, so I like this. This is cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I had to take a double take because I thought those fingers were in the shape of the shocker for a second.
So yeah, I'm wicked happy with that. These were great. Thank you so much, Tommy. I love them.
Like once again, that's all the pigs doing. The pigs demanded it.
That was really nice.
Thank them for me.
I'll give Jumper a hug because he
All
hates
right.
hugs. Barnes loves hugs, but Jumper hates it. Like, God damn it, not now.
Oh,
Right?
Edward
They need one.
Scissorhands. Oh,
Yeah.
I do need one big time.
Yeah. Did they do him yet as a Toonie Terror?
Not
No.
that I remember seeing.
No.
I know they will because they've done everybody else, like even like the comedy, like Teen Wolf and everything. That they're going to get around to it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
I hope that NECA does release a proper Edward Scissorhands, because the last one I think that I've seen, it was the McFarlane one back in the day, the movie Maniacs, and
Yes.
with the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I did see that one.
Yeah, I had them. I don't know if I still do, because a couple of times I moved, there was a few things that did get broken or lost or had to toss them because they were But they have the Ultimate Vincent Price coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think by the end of the month, maybe the start of next month, he might be out.
I hope it's next month because the pigs are strapped.
Yeah, trust me, I feel it. That's why I'm like, oh no, because we have the I know I got classifieds that are coming out that I definitely want, and right now I'm like, no.
God, I so wanted to order freaking Naugahyde and freaking Torch so bad.
Yeah. There's a couple of good ones out there, and the pre-orders too on some of these other things. They have Shockwave with the motorcycle that's going to be coming out. I think that's in July though, and apparently people have been getting their the Vamp with clutch. Apparently it was Hasbro Pulse, and it was way too overpriced. I'm sorry, it was way too
Most
much.
Most of that stuff that they're doing special runs for to freaking buy into are overpriced. Like some of that shit's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's BS. I mean, come on, you could have just released those in stores properly with a decent price tag. Nope, they want to bend over, folks. It's not. Cool.
And that's why more and more of these companies are saying no to Hasbro, and they're not restocking.
Yeah, this is true. I know. I saw the latest wave at Target. It's all on sale now. They had like a female ninja and a couple of like what was it? There's a specific Cobra line. It's not like it's not Tiger Force. It's the Cobra one.
The Viper.
Was it the Viper? No.
I had seen a bunch of Viper ones.
They have like yellow and like with lines across them.
Oh,
what the hell is it called? I forgot the name of the line, but it's like a specific thing, sort of like Tiger Force, like a certain like group affiliation thing or whatever in that line. I seen those out there, and yeah, they never sold. So like I think they're like $14 now or something. Like they're chopping the price because they want them out of the store.
Stieg, stick around till later in the show. I'll be showing another figure off that's Motu related. I think you'll find it interesting.
Yeah, I got a Motu one this week as well. But Adam, you got anything you wanted to show? You can take my spot right now.
Yeah. It'll just be quick. Are you ready for a quickie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, there's this beautiful picture here. There we go. Thank you. So I can
Oh,
see.
hell yeah.
So we've got this beautiful picture, and you know, I kind of had built something that I think goes with this, which I have shared before, where I had taken 2 sets and turned them into one, and this is what we got. And you
That
know,
is cool.
To me, that's kind of more spread out. As you've seen it before, Vinny, it goes all the way around more like a U, and you can make it into a circle and have fun. Because yes, I like my Legos. So what?
Legos are awesome.
But you know, for me, like you've got this, and see, I've got that spot on the wall. I need to move the clown, and we need to move that over. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to need a bigger one of these here days. But with Vinnie's art, honestly, it gave me the idea to do this, and that's just the truth.
Sweet.
You know, it's one of those things that I look at that, and it gave me the idea to make this ginormous bunch of fun, brother. Is all I can say about it. It was a whole lot of fun. But yeah, that's all because of you, man. You inspired me through your art with my Legos and imagination to build that up. And
Nice, man.
fault,
Dude, I appreciate that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm
I
happy to hear
appreciate
that.
the inspiration.
Dude, man, yeah. And for fun fact, yeah, that piece took me about a week to draw and paint properly. I mean, yeah, that I put a lot into that one. I wanted to make sure, the lighting, everything was going to be great, every little detail. You know, kind of a mix of like that grease monkey and, you know, super smart, you know, kind of technology.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Let's call him what he is. He's just like a mini Vinnie. He's a genius.
Oh, snap. That's why they call him Super Fan, because he's a super fan. Dude, awesome.
But yeah, man, I love being able to do that. I'm going to use some of the other stuff that you have done with some of the other pieces I have built, and that are
nice.
I'm just going to use it for a background. But you know, I figured I would actually do it and then send it, and maybe Tommy can doctor it up. I don't do you guys can do the cool stuff with the computer. I'm not that. I don't do that. I'm a one-shot kind of guy.
I had a question with that. Did those things come like in different pieces, or is it one big play set kind of thing?
So it was a smaller. I had like a mini set that I threw in there. Then there was also just like a 5 or 6 pod set. And when I bought it, it was missing pieces. So I went and got another one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I'll just make more pods. And it was kind of like when I was thumbing through the book, and I was like, well, I saw something kind of like this. And it was your artwork. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And that's where it just kind of came together. I'm like, well, the real Iron Man would have bins for them, or you know, little units that the H suit would be in anyway, that was complete to wait to get into. So
yeah,
what I did was with the figures, because one of these days I'll try to shoot it better, way better. I took the figures and I just like switched up helmets and pants and stuff. So like there's made up suits that, you know, because I've got 2 sets of the same suits.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I turned around and made them into different suits even that don't exist, but they do in my Tony Stark little land of Lego.
Well, hell yeah. Well, yeah, what was the 3rd movie? What do you have, like a million different suits?
Yeah, that's kind of what I based the idea off of, was just switch it back. But what's really cool is on the glass sections of these, which you can't see because the Iron Man suits are in front of them, there was a sticker you put over it, and it's an actual Iron Man, like mark this and mark that, and it tells you what it is. So with lighting, you can actually light it up and make it look really cool too. I haven't got that far yet, but like for me, just comparing it to your artwork, the way it just looks perfect, the couple of little things that I did differently, because it comes with one big robot, but I turned it into the center robot so it could fix stuff as Tony's doing stuff. And like I said, I did a couple small changes, but most of it was because of you. It was the artwork where I've got Tony surrounded by screens doing stuff, but he's not actually welding or anything. You know, he's got all the computer stuff doing. And that honestly, Vinny, did come from your piece.
Cool,
because I was like, oh man, this will look, I was like, because it was only a half of a little corner for him to be in to do stuff. And I'm like, Tony Stark wouldn't have one teeny tiny little corner. What is wrong with you? So yeah, I just went, you know, all the way out with it and had a lot of fun. And it does with the artwork that you drew, and then the Lego. Like, to me, I think it goes hand in hand. You know,
hell yeah, man.
You know,
I think so too, bro. Dude, excellent stuff. Hell yeah. Actually, the next figure I got, I mean, it's Marvel related. So we'll get right into it.
What's going on? Bad Take Bojan.
Hey, Tina.
Hey, Tina. So we have the Goblin Queen. I ended up getting this one. I wasn't really gonna get any of these because I'm not watching the series or anything, but it's hard to pass up when you see a really nice looking figure. And Marvel, they're not keen on releasing too many good female figures, and the ones that they do, they're virtually impossible to find. I know they have like the Jean Grey, can't find her anywhere. I know someone who works in, well, I know people in 2 different stores, and they said they have.
I seen it.
You saw? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did.
Yep. Of course, Tommy did.
Of course, Tommy did. But we're gonna play this one, and there were plus and minuses with this figure. I do think the sculpt is fantastic, though. They did a really nice job with it. Packaging is amazing. I like how colorful they did it, and a good balance between like your Marvel Legends and kind of what they're trying to do with the animated series or whatever. But again, I was pretty impressed. I'm not getting the whole line at all. Just kind of key characters that I want, and it's a little bit hard to pass up on like Jim Lee type designs from the 90s X-Men, because some of them are really good. The only ones I have out of the first series were Wolverine and Magneto. I didn't get the other ones. I already have a Rogue from a previous Marvel Legends thing, and I thought that was adequate. I didn't need an extra one. But that Jean Grey. There's only one other one that they did, and it has like a really crappy paint job, and like they did it in a VHS box. I don't remember which stupid wave it was supposed to be, but it was almost like cell shaded. It looked terrible. But with this one, it looks like it's a new design. So yeah, I might get my hands on it at some point. But in the meantime, I did grab the Goblin Queen, and she is basically a Jean Grey clone. Madeline Pryor, I believe is her name, and Mr. Sinister, I think, created her. There's the Wolverine. I had not opened him yet. Still debating if I'm going to or not, because I do like it in the package. But I did want to open up the female one because, again, the hands are bothering me too. They're up in the air like that.
You wanted to put your hands all over it.
Yeah, well, she's well. There's another figure I did open up that I think they work well together. So but very cool. Shortcomings, she cannot stand for shit. This figure, the way they designed it with the high heels and the joints on the ankles, yeah, good luck. If you have her on a shelf and you can lean her back against the wall or something, yeah, you're fine. But if you want her like in the middle of a shelf or doing something else, yeah, you're gonna have issues with this one. The cape does not come off. It is pinned to the chest and it goes down like that. It is a soft material, but again, the design was, I don't know, I thought it was pretty poor. It bothered me. I thought you would be able to take that off or something, but you can't. And
you just wanted an unmitigated look at the back end. Tell the truth, Vinny.
Well, no, you could just lift that, no problem. I do it during the review, so we're all good, Tommy and Stig, because I know Stig's out there doing perverted things. But this was crazy too with the joints. They didn't do the upper thigh. They did it like above the knee, because I guess they didn't want to cut into like how they did the thigh highs. But if they had lowered it just slightly, you could have still done it properly. So I don't know. The design choices were kind of odd with that. And yeah, the character, everyone knows the comic books. She was supposed to have a whole lot more skin. And I guess in the 97 cartoon, they're changing it up a bit. But
I am slightly disappointed. I thought you were going to give us more apple picking time.
There's Tommy. Articulation wise, yes, she is limited because of the hair, so she can't really look up at all. She has your standard joints in the arms, which are fine. The hula hoop action in the upper diaphragm, which is good. No waist articulation. For some reason, Marvel Legends are against doing a cut on the female waist, which is so stupid. Splits are okay. Again, really low articulation for like the thigh area. She does have double jointed knees. and she has some rocker with the with the regular hinge for the ankle. But again, the way they did it, they pinned it, I think, wrong, and she does not stand very well. This one, she's kind of leaning, and I have it on a slope back there, so that's why she's kind of standing up. She does come with a child. I'm assuming this is either another clone or the offspring of Scott and Jean. It's something that they've been doing in the comics and the cartoons with that storyline. Mr. Sinister, he wanted their kids basically, and I don't know, it was weird. It's been a minute since I read those stories. So she comes with alternate hands, which are just a closed fist, and some magic effect, which I believe this is reuse, probably from the Scarlet Witch and some other figure, but it still works for her. They just molded it in a different color. But I do like the clear kind of magic effects. Those are always pretty cool. And like I said,
yeah, those look awesome.
yeah, and they're soft too, so you could put them whichever way you want, depending on the different hand accessories or whatever. And yeah, they work on pretty much any figure. But yeah, on a stand like this, fantastic. You know, because again, she has the same, I think, like power set as Jean Grey, since she is a clone of hers, so she could fly and do all that stuff. And I do say it in the review again, these characters need to have some kind of stand to put them on, especially if they're a character who can fly, levitate, whatever. Mm-hmm. Throw it in there. And especially with a figure that cannot stand properly without a stand, I'm sorry, Hasbro, you're retarded. It's really aggravating when they leave that type of stuff out. But like I said, aesthetic wise, I think it's fantastic. The sculpt work is beautiful. And even like with the hair, it's supposed to be more on the animated side. It still works. You could put that in your regular Marvel Legends display, and it's going to look awesome. Yeah, and you kind of your standard female hands that they always do for these Marvel Legends characters. But again, what's there on paint is still really good. It's still very clean. The face is really nice. The makeup and kind of like the lips, like they did a good job. Because sometimes you'll see like older figures and it's sloppy as shit and it just doesn't look right.
So they got the lips right.
Yeah,
that's
she
funny,
has
though.
She is doing like a slight smirk. So the way that it's sculpted, like you could see it kind of it indents on the one side. So yeah. I thought it was interesting that they actually did that, because I've seen other figures where they don't have that much thought put in. But yeah, like I said, they did a very nice job. And she could kneel down properly too. So if you don't want her to stand, and you could do something like this and it works. Because again, the cape is soft enough that it's not really going to get in the way or push her forward completely. And yeah, there you go. She's doing one of those Democrat rituals with the kid. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Too much? No? Oh, or whatever. We're talking about it in the 97 cartoon, folks.
Oh my God.
You say that, but I'm laughing because I was getting a Goblin Lego, and then you said that, so I just thought it was hilarious.
Right.
Vinnie's setting up his own little Bohemian Grove over here.
Wait until tomorrow. It's going to be hilarious with those. I have a new segment for that show. The presidents say the darndest things. But I did have I did get the Scott figure, Cyclops, and this was awesome. Because they never really did too many Cyclops figures that actually has like an effect that you could make it look like he's doing his optic blast. And yeah, this was killer. So
I've got the mini version. ETEP sent it to me, so I got the teeny tiny one.
Oh hell yeah, man! That's
awesome, Vinnie. That looks really good, dude.
So I will be doing a proper review of him as well. Again, he was one I wasn't going to, and I'm like, you know what? These things are selling out, and I really do like the Jim Lee design of him. So I said, screw it, let me get it.
Well, that's what I was telling you. I'd seen that one in the store, and I was saying it didn't look that bad, because I remember at first you were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
When I seen that Jean Grey one in the store too, yeah, I was like, yeah, that doesn't look half bad. I mean, even the Nightcrawler one, I know there were some complaints about it, but seeing it in person, it didn't look quite as bad as it looked in some of the
Yeah,
photos they took.
the body's really good. I think it's the head was the problem because they try to do a certain thing like with that kind of darker paint job in the front of his forehead and the hair. I don't like the way how they did that hair. It bothered me. Because I do have a Marvel Legends figure of Nightcrawler from a few years back, and I think they nailed it. Like it was really well done. But yeah, so yeah, there's your Goblin Queen, Madeline Pryor, which if she's around, that means Mr. Sinister should be around as well because that's should work with him. And I'm curious to see if they're going to be releasing a proper Mr. Sinister figure soon. He's another really cool character. But again, the Mark Silvestri design stuff was, again, some of my favorite back in the day. And yeah, and like I said, luckily I got to meet him last month, finally. And yeah, and Mark Silvestri said it. He says, I'm one of his favorite artists. So I was like, holy crap. So hell yeah, man. One of my heroes from back in the day drawing X-Men and some of these really cool characters is, you know, he's a fan of my stuff. So that was pretty damn cool. But yeah. So there you go. There's Madeline Pryor, a.k.a. the Goblin Queen.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you were talking about the paints on there. Nice, clean, bright, poppy paints. Oh, what you got there, Adam?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just that the X-Men I was talking about that ETEP sent me. You know, he's right there. I got the one he sent me. See, he's hanging up right there next to the classic Wolverine, and then of course Magneto, and you know, yeah. But what we've got that people probably haven't seen in a long time is you know, not only can you have a kick-ass Batmobile, but it's a telephone.
Oh my God, it's a bat phone. That's great.
It is literally the bat phone, and I'm not gonna mess
man.
with it because you know his hands are down there holding himself, literally, you know. So, but you know he can pick it up and make a phone call, you know.
That's great.
And laugh at you a little bit. So yeah, you know, you gotta have fun, right? I mean, that's what we're here to do. But this came from the UK. A friend of mine, Utini.
Oh, no shit.
Utini sent it to me, Brent. And yeah, it's funny because it actually still has, as you can see, dun, 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 ta-da, the phone cord to plug it in.
Wow.
It's not gonna work in the US, maybe if I get a converter. But yeah, it works. It was pretty cool. He sent it to me because of the bat cave that we are in, of course, and was kind enough to send me because you can't have a bat cave without an actual batarang.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, it folds up and everything. But yeah, and again, it's you know right by the Joker and the other Joker, and you know there's a couple other clowns around here, and you know,
hell yeah, man.
It's all the fun in the world. But yeah, this one here. Just because that's just something you don't see every day, and you know, it looks you can play with it and make a phone call. Look at that, see, having fun with friends and
that
toys.
Is wicked.
If you don't like it, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Well, there you go. I'm sorry, I'm immature.
Excellent, no, dude, that was great.
Awesome. Also want to say hi to Pale Rider. Pale Rider was out there in the chat as well. What's going on, Pale Rider, man? Good to see you. He said he was talking about the one figure. Said if it was Asian, he'd eat that. And everybody's talking about the love for the old cartoon. Kenobi says, yeah, all X-Men cartoons close to perfect. Time Prophet follows that up, and welcome back, Time Prophet. The 90s X-Men was excellent until season 5 and was taken over by a different company. And that's usually where a lot of these things go wrong. The minute another company gets their hands into it, they start stirring the pot in the wrong direction. And they absolutely ruin the mix.
Yeah, I think before they did that, they had there was a little period where they just released a handful of episodes. And there were 2 of them where they had completely different animation, and it was jaw-dropping. And then, yeah, whatever the final season was, they changed shit up. But it had, I think, the Morlocks in it. But they were extra, the movement and stuff was so extra natural and just, yeah, I remember the animation being really, really over the top awesome.
Remember when they turned around and they started giving them abs when Gambit was playing basketball with Wolverine and they're running around in gym shorts and stuff. And then like we go from that to the weird, that last season animation was odd. Though the Captain America storyline was good that they had in that one episode, Vinny. But yeah, when they went with that new animation and it was over. It was pretty much DOA.
Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen that, but yeah, that does suck.
I'm an X-Men junkie. What can I say?
Yeah. No, yeah, I would like to start watching those again too.
Did someone say IDW?
Yeah.
Yeah, thoughts on the Oscar skit with Arnold? Don't know. Never watched it. We'll never watch the Oscars. Don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
Oscar's in the pen down there sleeping like he's supposed to because he's a good wiener dog.
Yeah,
The only Oscar I know, brother, besides Oscar Mayer.
That's right.
What about Oscar the Grouch?
Well, he counts as long as he's eating cookies. If he's eating vegetables, then F off.
No, he's supposed to be
No,
eating
wait.
garbage, Adam. He's supposed to
Yeah.
eat garbage.
Cookie Monster eats cookies.
Yeah, I know, but I was seeing if Tommy would catch it, and he did quick as shit. You gotta throw him. You gotta throw him a left jab here and there.
You ain't throwing me off, pal. All right, I'm going to get into the next one. This is one of the ones that, like, I was going to premiere today. I didn't do an overly long one for this, just because, well, you'll see why. But I did absolutely enjoy this. I'm so glad that I finally was able to nab this one. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Welcome back. As we're taking a look at our latest purchase, we got that Godzilla from the Godzilla Kong New Empire Heat Ray Breath Godzilla RC. This one is a pretty damn large figure. I believe this one is somewhere around the 12. I believe it's right around 12-inch range. I'm pretty sure. If not exactly 12, it's pretty damn close. So let's get the measure in there. Actually, yeah, he's a little over 1 foot with the spikes and everything on the back. So this one looks pretty cool. He's got all kinds of movement in him. He's got lights. He's got sound. So we're gonna get this one out of the box and take a look at it. If you are looking for this one, look first in a Walmart. Walmart sells them for $45. Target sells them for $59, and I guess depending on location, maybe even more for this. So I would definitely go to your local Walmart first to look for it. But let's get her out of the box and see how it fares. And here we go with our Godzilla. The remote's pretty cool. It's in the shape of a paw print. You have the top button here. Then of course you have a forward, and then you have turns. So and the tail will turn when he goes to turn. So now we're going to do one more in the dark to really show off what he looks like. Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed this one. Be sure to let Stripe, the horror icon pig, know what you thought.
Dude, that was awesome.
God.
So that basically what they have is a mini fog machine in the mouth, like the type that just take water, and that's what actually puts all the smoke out. It's a really high powered little mini fog machine in the top of the head.
I cannot believe how fucking awesome that is.
That is cool, isn't it?
It reminds me of the steam engines that had steam that came out of them, only way better. Yeah. You know, if you're going to show off your Godzilla, I'll just zoom on my, on King Kong. But yeah, that was kick ass, Tommy. That was pretty cool. How much did you say that was?
$45 at Walmart.
45 at Walmart. That's not a bad. That didn't look like a bad deal to me. I would possibly, it's got to have the Dark Knight and Kong, like the artwork. Yeah, these were cool. I'm glad that you shared these. And I ended up, shame I didn't win the one from you, but yeah, I got the Kong, which is good because I've got the Saiyans here anyway for DBZ. So, which I know Vinny's not that too fluent, but there's, again, our Dragon Ball Z stuff. We had another wall incident, so I've got stuff kind of everywhere. But you made me laugh, Vinny, because the one time you're like, yeah, there's $1 million belt, and he's got stuff displayed all around it. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's just there. Like when you said, I never thought of that. So I'm like, I did have everything kind of planned around it. But yeah, it is kind of funny the way it works that way sometimes with the collage.
It's awesome, dude.
But
dude, the way he powers up.
Oh, that was sick.
That was.
Oh my God.
He lit up that room, man.
Oh
put him in here with all my lights going, and then all of a sudden he just starts glowing. And I can't wait to see you do some videos with it because we know you're going to play with it, Tommy.
Yeah, well, I already have a video set up for this. It's got a little bit more than what I showed right here.
Nice.
So I
Cool.
already got that set. It's going to wind up. I'm going to try to upload it as soon as my internet is agreeable with me. But Stieg is at it again with Blanche.
Well, everybody has to have a hobby.
And you know what? And Curtis, it did have some pretty impressive detail. They even have a little bit of shading that they've done with like dry brushing on that thing. I think it could use more, and I might actually play with that at some point. A new toy for my cat. The dog ran out of the room when I turned that damn thing on.
Yeah.
What do I rate that one? I would rate that one. I would say a 9 out of 10. I wish they would have did something a little bit more because they talk about tail whipping action, and the only tail whipping action that happens when you're turning the figure. That would be the only downside because they make it seem like it's part of a feature, and no, it's not. It's part of him turning.
Yeah, tail steering action is what they on there.
Yeah, but I mean, like that whole movement with the top body, and then that, including a little mini fog machine, so you can have the breath coming out, the eyes lighting up, the way the fins light up on the back when he powers up. Yeah, like Trina said, amazing, truly amazing. I was really impressed with that one. One thing I actually get into the regular video, and what's going on, Silicon Dave? Greetings. I hope that you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. One thing I will say is I seen a few people that had reviewed it before I was able to pick it up because my stores had ran out, and then I had to keep going back until they got more in because I wasn't paying the $59 at Target. Target, you kiss my ass for charging more just because. They all talked about how the Try Me feature doesn't work. And like, oh, none of them could seem to get it to work. Guess what? The guinea pig figured out how to make it work. Y'all were doing it wrong. And if you want to find out why you're doing it wrong, you're going to have to watch my video to find out why. Suck it.
Tommy, on the box, by chance, it probably wouldn't. But, a remote control Godzilla and Kong combo would be pretty sick. I'm just saying. But I don't suppose that you saw anything about a Kong that they might do that way, have you?
No, I didn't. They did have masks that had sound effects. So you moved the jaws on the Godzilla or the Kong mask, and it actually would do roars and stuff. They were pretty cool. I showed them off in a short. As a matter of fact, I showed them off a short here on the Collectable Past, too. Vinnie was like, oh, those look pretty neat.
Yeah,
they
did.
Curtis, I would, but he wouldn't fit inside the arena properly. Like you seen how big that box was. It took up almost the whole BattleBot arena. Soul Assassin, that Godzilla toy reminds me of an old Lost World Trex I had that moved and roared from a controller. I seem to recall those. Yeah, everybody was talking about that. Yeah, Trina's going to slap Blanche. Is Godzilla or her? That is
if it
not,
had the tail whipping, like it should.
that is not really certain. Some people try to claim that Godzilla is neither male or female. So who really knows? Nobody's really sure, and I don't think they ever really put that one to rest.
Nobody's seen a gash, and no one saw balls, so he's just Godzilla.
Nobody ever questioned till what, Godzuki? I mean, I never ever once wondered if Godzilla was a male or female. It's freaking Godzilla, right? Like, run, bitch, run.
Yeah. I always considered Godzilla a male because doesn't isn't Mothra a female?
Yes,
Yeah.
And don't him and Mothra like have a relationship?
Yeah, you're
kind
right.
of. They do.
Got
They
it.
do have a connection. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Very
Curtis says he gives it a 10 to 10, a 9.5 to 10, the lowest he can go. It is incredible, guys. If you were thinking about this one, I would definitely pick it up. And for all the people that talk about the pink on the back of Godzilla, I know it's a bit disappointing. I like the blue better. And if they were changed the color, I wish they would have went more like a red or something, because I absolutely hate pink. But they do explain it, and I've heard about some of the teasers about what's going to happen in the movie, and so this is 100% a power-up. So I don't know if Godzilla gets his ass kicked and handed to him or whatever, but he kind of goes into this hibernation thing, and that's why I played that very short clip where he breaks out of that like it almost looks like ice.
Yeah.
And when he breaks out of the ice, he goes from blue to red.
Yeah,
Or
because there's some kind of crystals that they give him that power up.
Right. And the whole thing is people were bitching about that. But if you go back to the old movies, guess what? There was a power-up Godzilla had in the old movies where he had that pink colored freaking spines too.
Yep.
And flame breath.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you hate the color that much, go old school like us, Tommy, and watch it in black and white.
There you go.
Yeah.
If it's good and it's not actually woke and it's explained why they do it. Now, again, on the toy, though, I bet you there's probably a way to convert it to blue, because it's probably just the LEDs that are in it. So
well, actually, the fins are actually pinkish.
Okay. Gotcha.
So the lights are white, but the plastic is pink.
Right. Yeah, it's like a rubber, like on the back of the spines.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
I like it. I like pink, so yeah.
He looks really good.
So yeah. Besides, hey, if Godzilla is a male, it's for breast cancer, supporting the breast cancer with the pink, right? Isn't that what the pink was? I'm just saying. Am I wrong?
It makes sense.
Godzilla's fighting for breast cancer.
Am I wrong?
One color per pink. Get out of here, Steve.
That pink for breast cancer is a gimmick.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's what they used to say. So
hey, did -1 come out yet on Blu-ray?
Not that I've seen.
Not yet.
I think it's still maybe streaming.
I would like to see it, but I haven't. I missed it in the theaters.
So who's on deck next?
Whoever is, I think Tommy and I should go back to back when we hit the Motu stuff, because that's my next one. So who wants to go next?
What? Anybody?
Trina?
I'm tapped out.
Yeah, she's traveling. She blew her load already.
Okay.
I was gonna say something so bad, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
No, not gonna do it.
I'll go real fast, Tommy, giggity, and then give it to the hosts of the show.
Well, after you, I'll go, and then I'll lead right into Vinnie's, because actually I have a trivia for leading into Motu. So
okay,
go ahead, Adam.
So just because it's it is signed, of course, but yeah, it is the biker that we had talked about. Look, and versus for those, and I know it's kind of a spur of the moment thing, but I'm fucking high. We do have the Ministry look as well, which I know is one of Tommy's favorites as well. This is the one that when I met him, this is the one I got that he hand signed.
Nice.
But yeah, again, at some point the idea is because we've got the Undertaker belt and the Brothers of Destruction and Kane, and I do have the photos of both, and yeah, maybe eventually a Kane photo or get one of them to sign it. But yeah, that's what I
That'd
had.
be cool.
But I know Tommy has this one, and then of course I've got the one over there. But I don't want to open this one. But I am curious if that elbow isn't painted like the one I got. But yeah, that's what I had real fast. Some Undertaker signature stuff for an Undertaker fan, Mr. Tommy. Hey,
that's so cool.
You love this stuff too. Sorry, Trina, I know you're not into wrestling.
I loved Undertaker.
I know you did, though. That's the only part of the wrestling you're okay with, so that's what makes it fun.
No,
but yeah,
I used to be into wrestling. I just haven't in a long time.
We ain't missing nothing. Trust me. What you cherish is the best.
Yeah. the 80s and the freaking like the Attitude Era a bit. Not all of it. I didn't like all the Attitude Era.
No, not all.
Just kind of like the start of it, pretty much.
Yeah, there was a lot of those guys. It took me a while to even like tolerate them. Like at first, I'll be honest, I kind of hated Stone Cold at first. I didn't like him. I was an Undertaker fan from the beginning, so it was kind of like, you know. But he kind of warmed up to me a little bit, like, you know, some of his antics and everything. The Rock was another one. Is like, you know, he was funny, but I wasn't 100% sold on him.
Yep.
So, yeah.
The best with Austin was when he beat up Bret Hart. I'm sorry, that shit was funny.
When what?
Bret Hart, when he was beating up Bret. The rivalry with Austin and Bret.
Oh yeah. Austin and Bret was fantastic.
To me, that was the best that we got. After that, it was man. You know, to your point, Tommy, because I was saying, wasn't really a Hogan was fine, but I was a Piper fan, and you know,
same. I was
Savage fan.
Piper over Hogan any day of the week.
Yep. Well, Savage had the pretty lady, man. How do you not want?
Oh, Savage was dude. Come on, Macho Man was the shit.
And I mean,
Miss
Piper
Elizabeth.
didn't need anything. Piper was gold, you know. But I was a Superstar Billy Graham fan, you know. And then you look at Hogan, like those people that are like, oh, why don't you like? Well, because he stole Billy Graham's shit, man. Fuck Hogan. All he is a wannabe ripoff, you know. And I know what he did for the business, whatever. But he, he
tanked Sid's career.
Yep.
Okay, all right. That's enough of the wrestling talk. This is not a wrestling show. So we're going back into toys, and I'm going to start off with a Motu trivia. So suck it. Yeah, so basically that was it. 4 different bodies. So they had the body that they used for Tila, which they used later on for Evelyn and a few other characters. They had the He-Man body, which they used numerously over almost every single character. Like that center chest was used on almost every damn character, with the exception, I think, like the Beastman, Stratos, and a few other one, Mossman. And then of course there was the Skeletor body design that was used with a bunch of different characters. So yeah, that's it. Like 4 of them, four bodies basically. And they would swap out parts back and forth and just reuse them over and over again.
Awesome. Yeah, Ram Man, I think, was the only one that was.
Yeah. Like he was like that. There was a few that were oddball outs, but like the first 2 waves, I think Ram Man was the only one that was complete separate molding, because everybody else is built off those main 4 characters.
Oh yeah. They did it with the Masterverse stuff recently too. I know, like the first 2 waves or whatever. They had like Man at Arms. Like if you took off all of the armor and stuff, it's He-Man's body, the same exact body. They just changed the heads.
Hey, what's up, Slasher?
Hey,
Slasher.
Feel better, buddy.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's get into that. The reason I brought that question up is because the one I'm showing, and then I'm handing it off to you, Vinny. This one is basically the same type of thing. It's a reuse of one of their earlier molds, and I mean they did it in the original line, so it makes sense to do it in this Origins line. And I was so happy to find this one, and I was kind of giggling a little bit, and I had to control myself to shoot the video. But yeah, here we go with a nice retro re-release toy.
Welcome back, as we are hanging out with Indy, the archaeological pig. What's going on, Indy? Indy's hanging out as we're getting ready for the next retro toy review. This one coming by way of Mattel, a Walmart exclusive. We have the collector's edition Moss like fur, smells like pine. We got Mossman, heroic spy, and master of camouflage. This one looks really cool. And I know that they were supposed to do another one, but I don't remember if they ever did it. And I sure as hell don't think that it had any of the flock on it like this one has. Of course, you see all the awesome artwork, a big giant panel of awesome artwork right there in the back. Really cool looking. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this one out of the box and take a look at it.
Mossman. Mossman. New from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures each sold separately from Mattel.
And of course, like all the other ones, he does come with a character-centric comic. Poison from the Stars. Right out of the package, here we go with Mossman, covered almost completely head to toe in that flocking, and yes, it does have a pine smell to it. It's really cool. You guys can't appreciate this unless you get this one in your hand. But yeah, covered almost completely head to toe. The bottom of the feet are not, so of course you can stand him up, but the head is all flocked. So let's go ahead. We'll get him in some action poses with the rest of his accessories. Here we go with Mossman with some of his extras. You can see all the posability in there, the knees, the rockers down at the ankles, the twist at the waist, nice head movement, and of course the twist and turn in the elbows, as long as the wrist. There's a bit of a pivot in there, and of course a nice rock in the head. He's got his flail right here, and of course he's got the armor on him. Now the armor, of course, is a holdover because like the original Mossman, this one is based off the Beastman mold. Getting Mossman into a nailing position isn't exactly easy. Of course, you see along with his flail, he also does have a mace that's got a hand covering on it, and this is a secondary head. Now, the secondary head is not flocked like the one that comes on the figure, but it's got a really nice bestial look to it, so I think that's pretty cool. I mean, overall, I like this one. It's another really good addition to the Origins line. Like many of the other ones, I think this captures everything that it needs to capture. I think this one is spectacular. I love the flocking on this one, and I love that pine smell that actually is on the flocking on this one. I would say that this one is actually a 10 out of 10.
And the Masters of the Universe.
That was cool. He was my favorite as a kid, and I lost mine at Jones Beach in New York.
I never had one. I always wanted one, and now I know to go buy one. Thank you for the review.
That thing was cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
The head,
So-
it's ball jointed.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
It's weird that they didn't flock his head.
Yeah, that second.
Yeah,
one.
the second head. Yeah, it is kind of weird.
With the
I-
flock.
what
Yeah,
the
what
flock?
the flock? I tell you what, anybody is looking for this one. This was a Walmart exclusive. And if you check out your local Walmarts right now, it is on sale. It's knocked down to like $22. It was originally something like $34 or $35 for this thing. But it's right now, it's on clearance for $22. So, I mean, if you get out to a local Walmart, you could probably get it a little bit cheaper. And it is definitely worth the money. It's a really nice figure. It's well made. I would just recommend anybody gets this figure and you go to put in a lot of action poses, do be mindful of the flocking on it, because if you push too hard against the joints, it is possible to take some of the flocking off like you could do with the original figure. So, I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen like old Panthers and stuff like that where half the flocking was removed from it because of the rough play. But I mean, other than that, this thing, I was able to get into quite a few poses. I should have done more poses for the video, but I was actually pressed for time. So I did what I could to get it. But yeah, it got into a kneeling position and it was able to get in some other good standing positions and everything. I only had one mishap where he fell over. And I think I threw that in my regular video as a blooper. But absolutely awesome. Yeah, I know, Steve. No Walmart in Norway. I'll have to go back and look for one for you. That'd be the only way you're probably going to be able to get it. Yeah.
So, if you hang him up in your car, does he make your car smell good?
I would imagine so. He's got a fairly strong smell to him, and I was kind of surprised because I didn't notice that when I seen it on the shelf. I didn't notice pine smell, and then I took it out of the package. I was like, oh, wow, it does have this weird, like, pine smell to it.
That's amazing. Dude,
Why,
yeah,
all
just
of a sudden Ollie's gets a pallet of them and they disappear. And the next thing you know, the guinea pigs are surrounded by mossmen.
right.
I'm sorry.
Tommy,
I got your hookup right here.
Tommy, if you put it in your car, just don't hang him by the neck.
Hey, keep him away from the cigarette lighter. You don't want to follow, flambeing him.
Yeah. Holy crap. Dude, that was a cool looking figure, man.
Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of people sleep on that Origin line. They've done some killer stuff. Mattel, stay away from the stupid Sunman figures and lean more into the classic designs. I don't know why. And once again, they're Target exclusives and they're garbage. Nobody buys them. I always see them sitting on the shelf. And
oh yeah,
the stupid Sunman figure.
Every Sunman figure, if it's the Origin line or the Masterverse line, he does not sell. They just sit there. Nobody cares. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh, for the Origin line, I know that they're releasing the one that's closer to the cartoons, the original '80s cartoon.
Yes, they're already starting to come out.
Nice.
I seen one of them somewhere. Like I don't know if it was not supposed to be on the shelf, but I did see one.
Okay.
And the colors are really nice.
If I see those, I might get those. Because I don't have the regular Origin lines that you guys have been picking up. I saw them everywhere when they came out, but I'm like, it's not like a line I was gonna get. But with how articulated they are, and that if they're gonna look closer to the actual cartoon from the '80s, I'm tempted. But I don't.
You're gonna be upset that you can't get Castle Grayskull, but you know what? Tommy's your hookup. I have a whole extra Castle Grayskull just in case.
Holy shiatsu. Speaking of Motu, I do have a really cool piece, and I think this is arguably the best He-Man figure at this scale. I was very, very surprised by this thing, and yeah, we're gonna get into it. It's the battle armored He-Man, and I don't care about the battle armor whatsoever. He does come with the regular harness, so you could get your regular He-Man look. Because again, I have a number of them from the Masterverse and some from the other line. Packaging was pretty cool. They do have the window and they have box artwork. The window was smaller than usual, but at least you could actually see the figure. So I'll give him props on that. And yeah, as you can see, he has the regular harness that's there too. And the mold for the skin, it's closer, more natural to what He-Man's supposed to look like. The other ones have like a weird kind of yellowish tint to him. This is more like, like the tan that he's supposed to have. And the sculpt work that they did is really good. They changed the whole chest and torso area, and they added some extra articulation to this line as well. So that's another reason why I ended up getting it. And now I'm content. I don't need any more He-Mans at this scale. I the bases.
Well, here, pause that for a second, Ben.
Yeah.
So, real quick. So the original harness that He-Man came with, apparently there was multiple different harnesses from the mini comic, and they were actually different power suits considered.
Okay.
Like one was it gave him almost like a force shield. Another one actually increased his strength. And then, of course, the battle armor was supposed to be so, he was more invulnerable. But on one other side note for this guy, so if you wanted to get the Origin He-Man and Skeletor and battle armor, they do have them clearanced at Ollie's.
Oh, yeah? What are the prices
from the Origin line? I want to say that they're right around 15 or something right now. Which they were, these ones, they were a lot more than that. It might even be a little less than 15, but it's somewhere around there.
Weren't they in a bigger box with extra stuff?
Well, they had the larger deluxe packages.
Okay.
That came with all the extra stuff like that. The ones I got, the Skeletor, I think was the deluxe, but the He-Man that they have is not, and I think he might be a lower price than the 15. I forget, because they had tons of them sitting on the shelf.
All right. Well, maybe we'll wait it out a little bit more until it goes down more.
Yep.
But that's cool though. I'm glad you have a good Ollie's by you. The only one that I went to like on the way up to that convention, it didn't really have too much in the way of figures. Comics were pretty good. They had a great selection of comics for like, again, trade paperbacks. So for pretty cheap. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to point out. So they're still trying to do a mix of like this more cardboard rather than plastic, and that's where they threw his extra accessories in this friggin' tissue paper wrapped up and taped up. Like, it's the cheapest kind of packaging. I'm so sick of when they do shit like this.
Now, I'm kind of curious. I don't recall Mattel doing that before with the other Masterverse figures.
No, they didn't. Something tells me that I think because the cartoon was delayed, these figures are supposed to be out sooner. And I've never seen these in stores. I actually got this one off a Big Bad Toy Store because I saw a pretty good review and I'm like, holy shit, that does look good. And I just said, yeah, let me do it. I had some in PayPal. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get it. And I'm happy I did. Again, I show it with this chest harness piece on, whatever, like right out of the packaging, which it's nice for what it is, but I've never been a fan of that kind of armored look. I don't know. There was nothing special to me about it. I know the gimmick that they wanted where you have the battle damage when it rotates and it flips. This, again, I'm happy that you could take it off and change it. And there's like a plate that you just swap out. So that's pretty good. So if you want to do like that kind of battle damage look, you could do that, which is cool. But yeah, that eco-friendly thing is a scam and it's BS. So and with Hasbro, that they've got so much flack thrown at them for doing packaging like that, and they went back to the proper all plastic, pretty much, with a little bit of cardboard. That's the better way of doing it. And again, you could always melt that down, recycle it, and do what you got to do. For me, the main reason why I think it's kind of stupid too is because it makes it look like his neck is super short. Because they bring the armor all the way up, and I don't know, aesthetically it just doesn't look right. But like I said, to me it didn't really matter. The main factor was, again, putting the harness on him and having a classic He-Man with better proportions, better articulation, and a way better paint job too overall. So yeah, there's your battle damage. Again, for people who want to do that. Again,
once again, I think they did the battle damage a lot better with the origin line because, of course, looking a little more like the original. The chest armor doesn't come all the way to the top of the neck. And the one I got, Vin, is I did get a 2-pack. So it was Battle Armor He-Man, or Battle Damage He-Man, as I think they called it in that one, with a battle damaged Battle Cat. And it came with a little display base and everything. It came with a couple little dragons and everything.
That's pretty cool.
And the really cool thing about that He-Man in that set is his battle armor was vacuum metal chromed.
Oh, wow. That's pretty damn cool. See, that's it. Make it different like that. Yeah, it's going to be good. The classic He-Man stuff is different, but yeah, for this line specifically, I didn't really care one way or the other for it. But yeah, the original lines, again, the cool gimmick that they had. As a kid, I love the figures.
As a kid, dude, that was with the battle damage.
Yep. Yeah, I had the Power Punch one was awesome too, with the cap gun thing in his back.
The Thunder Punch He-Man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Punch He-Man.
I know Mondo. I think they have like a version of that, like for those kind of 12-inch ones. They're like an arm and a leg. But yeah, here I took off the that chest piece, and you can see there's extra articulation, brand new sculpted chest and like abdomen area, and it looks great. Again, the proportions are so well done. That's what you need. That's what you needed for this character. And again, for the Masterverse line, it's pretty epic. So if you do have like the 40th anniversary one, you want to swap out the heads, you could probably do that to have it even more of a classic kind of He-Man look. Just, again, on a 6-inch figure, like that's, you have your options on what you want to do. But overall, I do think they did a great job. This figure got a very high score from me, but it fell short for two main reasons. One being they did not throw in the power sword. And again, look how great he looks on there. Like, yeah, that's the aesthetic I wanted. It works. Oh, yeah, by the way, that is the best Skeletor you're going to find as well. That, I believe, was like the concept artwork version. So he's got like his alternate head and harness thing is like a Viking look. Because that's like what they did with the original mini comics and stuff. But yeah, and he obviously he has the proper classic head, and I think that's the only way to get that version of him. The only other one that they did it like that was like San Diego Comic Con exclusive 2-pack 40th anniversary
He-Man and
shit.
Skeletor,
Yeah, and they never released him single carded. This is the only way you could get him was through the Masterverse line, where it's like that concept art version. So yeah, so if you're looking for them, they were on sale too for a while, but I think the two of them look amazing, absolutely amazing. So yeah, had they thrown in the Power Sword and the Shield, you would have had an absolutely perfect He-Man. You know, it's. But again, if anyone collects any of this stuff, chances are you have a Power Sword. I know I have one, but I don't know where it is right now.
Yeah, I think it makes absolutely no sense for the Battle Armor He-Man, because by the time they came out with Battle Armor He-Man, it was pretty much definitively canon that He-Man had the Power Sword at all time. Now, if you go back to the earlier versions of He-Man in the mini comics, he did not have the Power Sword. Did not have the Power Sword. He was basically fighting with an axe, because the Power Sword was actually the key to Castle Grayskull, and it was not supposed to be in anybody's hands in particular. So the sword was actually split up, kind of like you see with the toys, where it was in two halves, and it was hidden. First it was hidden by a sorceress, but it was discovered by Skeletor, and then after that, Castle Grayskull itself, with the spirit of Castle Grayskull, hid the two halves of the sword. And it wasn't until you get the Filmation cartoon that they start changing things over in the mini comic, and then you get Prince Adam and you get Orko and you get everything that is more relatable to cartoon to make it all one single canon.
Gotcha. That's cool stuff though, man. But yeah, I mean, again, the lore behind everything in the mini comics and the cartoons themselves, like there's a lot of rich history and stuff with it. So it sucks that they had Kevin Smith destroy all that stuff. But yeah, he gets an 8.5 out of 10. If he came with the sword and the shield, it would have been at 9.5 easy. Not a perfect score, because I think they could have still added a little bit more articulation to really go over the top with these guys. But this is as close to, I think, perfect as you're going to get if you want a He-Man at this scale. And the face was done well, too. Like, some of the other ones looked a little bit kind of off.
I don't know. I thought the one on the 40th that I did a review on was really well
done. Yeah. No, I have the 40th as well. And I do like that. But I mean, kind of like for this kind of newer, slightly different aesthetic. Because again, you could pop the heads off and swap them. I think it's no problem. You might have a slight color variation, I think, but I do like the cleaner look on the face and the hair. Because the 40th anniversary, he does have his 100% Dutch boy haircut thing. This is a little bit more toned down. That's why I think aesthetically, at least to me, like I kind of dig it. If that makes sense. But I don't know. But it's for each person's gonna be a little bit different in what they want and what they enjoy. So, but overall, I do think this was excellent. And if you're all looking for them, I got this one at a Big Bad Toy Store. Don't know if they're hitting store shelves. I don't know. I've never seen these guys at any of those Targets or Walmarts or any of that. Not this wave anymore.
Yeah, like some of these places, I've noticed that there's a few of my stores, they just don't seem to be carrying much of anything anymore. And it doesn't really stop at Hasbro now. It's leading into McFarlane, and it's bleeding over into Mattel and a few of the other ones. And it's kind of crazy. And I know they did say that they are coming out with some more Motu figures that are going to be exclusives to Target and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, that is going to be a bit of a problem if you got these stores that just don't seem to want to restock shit anymore for whatever reason.
I think because of theft. I think it's one of the main reasons. I talked to my buddy who works at Target, and he says it's not just your regular customers, it's employees. When you go to the self-checkout thing, they're scamming the system and they're leaving shit there and taking other stuff that's more expensive. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what's going on.
Well, maybe they should vet their employees a little bit better. Like we have to vet people we let onto our YouTube streams.
That's so true.
I mean, if we could do it for something as simple as YouTube, why can't they do it for somebody they're hiring for their freaking store? Come on,
God,
people.
A couple of years ago it was really bad. It's like, oh my God, that's that person never coming on again. We are getting close to the 2-hour mark. I've got
one last thing to show off. Vinny, did you have anything else after that?
No, I'm good. I'm tapped.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get into what we call our collectible past toy hunt. This is basically going out and checking to see what's out on the shelves. And Vinny, there's something at the end included for you. Not exactly toy, but you did request it. And what better way to show it than here on Collectible Past?
Yet another target, and yet another absolute clearing out of Hasbro stuff, like their Marvel stuff, like even like scrolling down, look, they got a few things here. The G.I. Joes are on sale, and there's almost none of those sitting there. And then you scroll down, even some of the McFarlane stuff is missing. Transformer aisle's got almost nothing in it. And they just got a few things sitting there. Everything else is being clearanced out. It's gone. It's not being replaced. My buddy Vinnieart wanted to know what kind of comics did they have here over at Ollie's, and this is just kind of some of the stuff that we see here at Ollie's on pretty much the regular. Like some of these books, they move out. Some of them, they just kind of hang around for a while, but yeah, this is the kind of stuff we usually see here.
Ooh, what was that? So the upper corner, was it black and white books as well they had up there?
Yeah, they had a little bit of everything, and that was only like one shelf. I did put, I think I put it up as a full short. There was a couple rows, but I couldn't even get everything up on a short. So I kind of kind of ran out of time on that. And
gotcha.
Yeah, but there's tons of stuff there. I mean, if you like go through the short or whatever and just pause it, you probably see all the different books they have. But they have a ton of all kinds of different stuff up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Pretty cool, man. Yeah, and it's very clean as well. The Ollie's that I went into, like, books were scattered all over the place. It was a mess. But I was able to pick up a couple of things, like I said, very cheap, like a $20 trade paperback for like $3.99 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty epic prices. So if there is some pretty cool stuff people looking for, yeah, that's I think a great store to check out.
Well, like the one time I went in there and they had the Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. So I can't remember if that was a hardcover book, but I want to say it was. They had a hardcover Dark Knight Returns, and it came with a big giant plastic Batman mask.
Mm-hmm. And
the whole thing was $7.99.
Jeez. Wow. Those are some pretty amazing prices, man. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out that short. By the way, there was something else I could show real quick. Trina brought this up the other week. There's Ezio. He's actually in stock now over at Big Bad Toy Store.
Awesome.
So if you were looking for him, I believe it is that same figure that I own, but I think they said they updated the articulation and stuff on him. So there he is from Revelations, I believe it was, which was his final game. Out of there were 3 of them that they had. It was Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. So,
I would love to get him in the white robes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't release that first. If they have the license again to do these.
Yeah.
The one in the white robes, yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
Maybe they're worried about the connotation of white robes.
Uh-oh.
Son of a bitch. He went there again. Yes, I did.
Nope.
But I think that's a wrap, man. Good show as always.
Damn good show.
First off, I want to thank everybody that has been in the chat, everybody that has been watching and hanging out through the different platforms. Thank you so much for being here and having a good time with us. I mean, this is what it's all about on Collectible Past, showing off the stuff that we enjoy and showing it to you guys in case you haven't seen some of this wonderful stuff. There goes Adam. You're going to flex on us, Adam. Is that what you're doing?
No, man. I just Just turn it on for the end.
Okay, all right. We're gonna kick it on over to our panelists, and they're gonna let you know what they've got going on.
Shitter was full.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're doing this weekend, but next weekend it'll be Horror Hound. I'll be hanging out with Etep Wakulian and World Class Bullshitters and having a lot of fun at Horror Hound. Today, though, it's the 2nd year anniversary of Scott Hall passing away. So rest in peace, Scott Hall, the outsider. So, yeah, NWO for life, baby. But, yeah, that's it, man. It's always fun here, Tommy. Thank you for doing this and letting people come together and show off their collections. It's always a lot of fun to be able to nerd out with everybody. So, thank you.
Awesome. No, thank you for always being here and being an awesome individual, Adam. It seems to be in short supply anymore, and it's always nice that we got some cool people around us. Yeah. But thank you, sir. We're going to kick it on over now, literally.
Hey, I'm stuck. I can't transform. Oh, thanks. I think.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. I think everybody knows where to find me at Real Horror here on YouTube. Hanging out with these guys mostly. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the show and hope you all have a good night.
Awesome. Trina, as always, a valued member of this panel of misfits up here talking about toys. Thank you again, Curtis. Curtis, man, you freaking awesome. You're just awesome. Dropping everybody's links, man. You are the one that's magical. I just say magical, Trina. I think Curtis is magical, man. Thank you so much, and thank you, Trina, for being part of this as always.
Oh yeah.
And next, we're going to kick it on over.
And all day long, my foot up a dog's ass, just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
To me, because why not? Because that's what I'm into. Just like giving people the boot all the damn time. No, it's all about having a lot of fun on here, and it's always a blast being able to do these things. Sometimes it's a bit of a chore trying to fight with CenturyLink to be able to get stuff uploaded, but somehow we manage. Toes will be nibbled off CenturyLink. I ain't done with you people, not by a long shot. There's more shit coming at you, you son of a bitches. But no, as always, it's all about having a good time, being able to show off the things that we enjoy from all these franchises, and not delve too heavily into the shit that we don't like. And, this collectible stuff, it extends far beyond, like Adam's got tons of wrestling belts and everything like that. I mean, that's all part of it, man. It's always a good time being able to share this stuff with all you people that enjoy seeing this stuff. So maybe some of the stuff that you haven't seen yet, some of the stuff you didn't know about the pricing of. So thank you always for being part of this with us. And yeah, you know where to find me by now. If you don't, just look for Tommy and the Guinea Pig here on YouTube, Odyssey, over on Rumble, and I am on Twitter under GPC_Warpig because Twitter are a bunch of twats and they keep freaking taking my accounts away from me. You sons of bitches, right? But yeah, that's what I have, and now I'm going to kick it over to.
It's me, Mario Kartitis. Oh no!
Hey everybody, yeah, it's me. Tomorrow, yeah, we're gonna be doing the Friday Underground stream, and like I said, it's gonna be a wild one. So tune in. We have a brand new segment. We're gonna be taken over by presidents. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, a new segment called "The President Say the Darndest Things." I was having too much fun with that app, and I'll probably get myself in trouble. So there's certain ones I will not play until we are exclusive on Rumble and Twitter. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. I promise you that, folks. We'll have some good laughs together. Oh, and by the way, for those who if you guys were looking for the that Skeletor, this was the guy. So it's Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, New Eternia Skeletor, the Barbarian. So it's this figure, And as you can see, he comes with some pretty cool stuff. So if you guys were looking for it, there's a better look. Yeah, and that's the head that you want down there for your classic Skeletor. So there you go. I thought I'd show you guys real quick for those who were curious or like that one a lot. But yeah, and as always, yes, please purchase my my comic books and stuff. Volume 3 art book. All of them have shipped out to everyone. Everyone's gotten them so far. I think there might be 1 or 2 people overseas that they're still waiting, but that's just because of the mail system. No, wait, Australia got theirs. Yeah, they did get theirs. Yeah, Will got his original artwork. Look at that. We got Adam. He's pimping it right now. And because of the stupidity going on, I don't know if I'm going to be using Indiegogo anymore. Apparently, they do not give a shit anymore about their comic book section. I think a certain stupid group destroyed it with all their late books and not fulfilling books. Yeah, I believe that whole platform does not give a shit anymore. So I might have to change some things around for the next campaigns. I'm still kind of playing around with that. This campaign is not going to stay open forever either. I'm giving like a second chance thing soon with the previous project, but I'm combining things. I'll get more into that as I'm ready for it. But yeah, folks, just stay tuned. I'll have more updates soon. And it's not just going to be the regular kind of like a second chance. I'm actually going to be loading it up with at least 25 pages worth of extra content. So, but I'll get more into that soon. Yes, it's something along the lines of what Adam's showing right now, because I'm almost out of volume 1 and 2 as is. So there's your hint.
Yep.
But I'm going to be adding about 20 to 25 pages worth of stuff, and yeah, a little bit of a collected edition. So there's your sneak peek at that, and all I'm going to say for now. But yeah, and don't worry, like I said, City of Venus 2 is again well in the works. I don't want to run any campaigns on that one until that thing is ready to be put out, because I'm not going to pull what these scam artists have done to folks. I think it's dirty and it's horrible. You don't run campaigns and then just sit on people's money for years and years and years at a time. I think that's bullshit. If I'm running a campaign, it means because something is ready to go or at the printer or sample copies already been made, and then I put together the campaign for you guys. I think that's the best way of doing it. That way everyone is happy and satisfied, and they know they're going to get their stuff very, very quickly. So, but yeah, stay tuned. Oh, and Sunday we are doing a game night over on the Sunday roundtable. It's going to be a Sunday gaming night. E-Tep and myself, we are going to be playing Resident Evil 5, and it's going to be crazy because it's a game he has not played. He hasn't played a AAA game like that, not to my knowledge anyway. So I am very curious to see what he's going to think of it. And it is a blast for those who haven't played it. It's pretty crazy and intense. Very fast-paced kind of action game. A little bit different than your original ones that are more of like that kind of slow-paced horror scenario stuff. Although horror is in here in a massive way, it's going to get nuts. So stay tuned. Watch how many times we die and curse and everything else. It's going to be fun. So yeah, that's Sunday. Sunday at around 8 p.m.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. Well, Vinnie, you want nuts? We got nuts.
That's right. Planters. There you go. Excellent stuff. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here tonight on all the platforms. We had about 50 people, I think, at one point. We're at 48 right now. So thank you everyone. Remember, hit like, subscribe wherever you're watching. And if you're not watching on the other ones, go to that as well. Hit like and subscribe. All that great stuff helps the algorithms and all that jazz. And yeah, back to you, Tommy.
Yeah, absolutely do appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us. You guys have been absolutely a blast to hang out with, as always, along with the panelists and all the awesome stuff that we always get to show off on this stream. It's such a fun stream to be able to do. And I'm so glad that years ago we were able to get together, Vinnie and I, and start doing this stream. And then we picked up other people that come on all the time, like Adam, and of course our co-hosts Trina and Slasher, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, and all the other awesome guests that we've had on here. Every last one of you have been integral to the success, I think, of having such immensely fun shows every single week. So thank you all for that. And we will see you next week with some more good old-fashioned toy fun. Until then, be well, everybody. Later, y'all.
You better run, Mojito.
What? I thought you said don't move.
That was before. Now, you run.